Hello, my friends. We're starting our Q&A Tuesday. Every Tuesday from 7:40 to 8:10 in English. We just finished the Portuguese from 7 to 7:30, and before that we had the Spanish Q&A from 6:20 to 6:50. So every Tuesday we have the Q&A for the three languages for half an hour, each one of them. Today we're going to be talking about COVID and the vaccines. You can ask questions about that or about anything else you want on health. And each week we're going to be opening a different topic, and you can always ask your questions. Welcome to my channel and welcome to our Q&A Tuesday. So COVID's been in our forefront for a long time, longer than we wished for. Beginning of 2020, we thought we would be dealing with this just for a few months and get it over with. And here we are almost 2 years later, and we still with concerns about COVID, what that means to our health going forward, what means for our families, and lots of things we have changed the way we're doing because of the pandemic. So first of all, I just want to open saying that everything that happens in life, we can always take good lessons from it. And I can always see so many things that I have changed in my way of thinking because of the pandemic and the things we went through, which were very difficult to deal with. More appreciation for life, for the little things that we have and we take for granted, and just open heart to have compassion to the people around us. And especially for me, I feel more connected to the world, to my fellow humans. We are all in this connected more now than we could ever, imagine in the past. So what happened to COVID, and as we are now dealing with this for almost 2 years, what does it mean for our daily lives? So I have seen patients with COVID symptoms, we call the long haulers. For months, they've been, with difficulty breathing, losing the sense of taste and smell, which seems something very simple, but when we deal with, it's very hard to enjoy your food if you're not, feeling any taste. So how to prevent and how to make the odds in our favor? So the first thing that I like to address is about our immune system. So the way we protect our health, number one, is our ability to fight any disease that may come our way. COVID is one of them, but that's not the only one. So with COVID especially, if we have a good, strong immune system, we might have a better chance of not getting COVID, or if we do, of getting it in a mild form that we don't need to be hospitalized, or worse, getting intensive care or even dying. So how to protect the immune system? I like to say that the number one, it's a combination of we put inside our bodies to nourish our health and our strength. It has a lot to do in how our immune system is capable of fighting off diseases. So just remember how important it is to eat lots of fruits and vegetables. And with our crazy, busy lives, sometimes we skip, a good meal made at home and just grab something on the go, fast food or something on those lines. But if you think about taking care of your body, that is how you're going to survive and how you're going to have a quality of life. it makes sense to me, So good, nutritious food can be simple foods, that you prepare very easily, very don't I don't take more than half an hour preparing my meals because I don't like to make anything too elaborated, but I like to have healthy meals. So fruits, vegetables, good protein sources, the legumes, the beans. If you like meat, choose meats that are low fat and good quality. Fish is very healthy. So just put in your body things that are nutritious. Nuts, very important to have nuts in your diet. And remember to drink lots of water. We need good hydration to have our bodies functioning properly, our digestion. Everything has to do the way your skin looks like has to do with your hydration in your diet as well. So just take good care of the way you eat, the way you drink good water, and cutting down sodas and things that is going to be too processed for your body to process and to gain any kind of nutrition. So besides being mindful about what you eat, also make sure that you exercise. Movement, any kind of movement is better than none. And I know sometimes we get too busy with so many things going on that, like, the last thing we want to do is to go to the gym. But you know what? Exercise doesn't mean only going to the gym. You can exercise just walking around the block. Now we have a cooler weather here in Orlando, and the winter is coming. For the South, we have the privilege of having sun, even when it's cold. We have the beautiful sunshine, and that's good for our mental health as well. So when you think about going outside, appreciating the trees and the birds singing, whatever place you able to walk, that's good. If you have knee pains or leg pains, just make sure that you do as much as you can. Just if you have a treadmill at home or a bike, and just use whatever you have. Just walking around the house, just moving your body, and just be very protective of the time that you're going to take care of yourself, because if we take care of everybody else and leave us to for last, we might not take care of ourselves at all. So take care of yourself, so you're good to take care of the people around you. The other thing that helps a lot with the immune system is your sleep. And some of you know that sleep is my specialty. And I have some videos out there when the sleep doctor lose her sleep. I had big trouble with my sleep for a while, and I appreciate my patients better after experiencing myself the difficulty to fall asleep and to maintain sleep because of stress. Now I'm sleeping much better. I'm much happier about that. And just protect your sleep, at least 7 hours per night, 7-8 hours, and relax yourself before you go to sleep, and some meditation, some good music. Just relax, be good to yourself, because we all have stress in different levels, but we can control some of the things, some of them we can't. So we try to take advantage of the little things that we can do to make ourselves more mindful about the good things we have around us, and to take good care of ourselves. So good sleep, good exercise, good hydration, good nutrition, good connections. Make sure that you have people around you that supports you, that you can count on. If you feel stressed out, you can talk to. So all those things help us to strengthen our immune system. So when our bodies have that advantage, when you get an insult from an outside organism, being a virus, bacteria, or any kind of disease that comes our way, we are better prepared. And COVID is no exception to the way that we we can have better advantage if we have a good immune system, good health. So this is one side of protecting ourselves in the era of COVID. But naturally, you know that the vaccines is the number one available for us to protect ourselves against COVID. So we have a lot of controversy about vaccines, the benefits, the side effects, advantages, disadvantages, and this is a very hot topic. My personal opinion is I go by science. I read every day what is the new research showing, what is the new the, uh, the new studies that help us to make decisions that are best for ourselves. So in the United States, we have the advantage of the best vaccines, the Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson and Johnson. Those vaccines, they have the better protections than other vaccines from other countries. So we now have the recommendation for the booster, and the latest study shows that you can choose the kind of booster that you want to get, because in the beginning, when the vaccines came out, we were just trying to get whatever was available, so we didn't have a chance to choose, and we didn't know how to choose because we didn't know the difference between them, basically. But now we have more research showing the effectiveness of each one of them, and then you can choose the booster that you want. So my recommendation personally is, if you had the Johnson and Johnson, which is shown to be the one that loses the effect faster than Moderna and Pfizer, I would recommend, if you had the two shots of, the one shot of Johnson, to get the booster with Moderna or Pfizer. If you had Pfizer, to get a booster with Moderna. So it's up to you what you want to do. I had my 2 doses of Moderna, and I got my booster with Moderna as well, because from what I have read, this is the most effective as far as keeping the immunity longer. But it's up to you. You can choose. There is no right or wrong way to do it. So the more you get informed, the more you read, the better decision you can make for yourself. So as far as the side effects of vaccines, all of us had, different side effects, some headaches, some body aches. Some people had it for 24 hours, some people for 2 days. But the bottom line is, I haven't heard anybody having side effects of the vaccine that was worse than getting COVID. I haven't, heard of any of them. Naturally, some people had more serious side effects of the vaccine, but that's a very minimal. And the good thing about knowing about those cases is that it's out there. Nobody's hiding anything. So the blood clots and the heart myocarditis, which is an inflammation of the heart, could happen, yes. But those things can happen with COVID as well, in a much more higher percentage. So I'm just, very comfortable to know that the side effects have been exposed. It's available. We can read about them. We can. I feel confident that the risk and benefit, it's way more benefit than risk. And the risk long term, which some people say, but if I take the vaccine, I don't know in 10 years, 20 years, how, it's going to be, what could happen. We don't know in 10 years, 20 years, what's going to be side effects of having COVID. And besides that, the people that died of COVID, they didn't live to see any side effect of nothing. And many of us have lost family members. Very sad. In my family, we had a few deaths as well, which we feel very sad about. But that was, in the beginning when they had no chance to have the vaccine. So risk benefit, I always gonna say, listen to science and get vaccinated, unless you have very severe allergies, and talk to your doctor about that. Some people with autoimmune disease may have some more difficulty, and even the ones that have they go ahead to take the vaccine, they might not develop the antibodies. So I feel that it's my responsibility as a good citizen to be protected with the vaccine, so I can protect those people that cannot protect themselves because of health issues. So it's very controversial. I think the most important thing is to be very loving with people, with generosity for their differences in opinion, to be compassionate and not to polarize our opinions to the point that we don't listen to each other. Because, if you have questions, if you have concerns, I think it's much more beneficial if we talk to each other, if we listen to each other, even if we have different opinions. We have a question here from Natalia. How long do you have antibodies if you take the vaccine versus getting COVID? That's a very good question. Actually, depends. Some people, they develop good antibodies with the vaccine that it's longer than having COVID. If you have COVID and then you take the vaccine, you may get more antibodies, and it might last longer. So there is not like a black and white answer to say, well, yes, one is going to last this way or that way. Overall, the vaccine has a better chance to give you more antibodies for longer. And the other thing that some people don't realize is the fact that the vaccines, they have better protections with the variants. So we heard about different the Delta variant and other variants that have come after the first wave of COVID. In the vaccines, they have already, in their development, some protection about variants. So virus, as you may know, they mutate. They are very, very smart. They're very, very smart, and they just change themselves, and that's why it's so difficult to get rid of virus forever, because they just change to a different composition, and then the vaccine may not be so effective. But vaccines are more effective with the variants than the natural immunity from having the disease. So the recommendation is, even if you had COVID, to get the vaccine as well. That's a very good question, because some people say, oh, I had COVID, I don't need the vaccine. And some of those people, they get COVID again, they get a variant, and they might end up, really sick in the hospital. So yeah, that's a very sticky point, because some people, they just want to rely on the fact that they had COVID. The other thing that some people have questions about is the long haulers. So if you have COVID for a long, longer than the 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what do you do? In my telemedicine practice, they are suffering side effects of COVID, most of them from long-term. And 100% of my patients, my experience is that they have not been vaccinated. Naturally, I'm not saying that all of them, are not vaccinated, because you can have COVID even being vaccinated. But in my experience, in my practice, 100% of the patients that I have seen with COVID, they were not vaccinated. And I have seen a lot of them with long terms. I have patients like a month, 2 months with cough, with difficult breathing, even with fever. So, in the loss of taste and smell. So, some of the side effects can be very devastating. And even if it's not life threatening, it can be very detrimental for your quality of life. You cannot return to work and all of that. So, it's a very ongoing understanding of these effects, what can cause long term. So the best way to get protected is to practice good, healthy habits, strengthen your immune system, take a vaccine, use your mask. Most of the situations that we can prevent from being contaminated is, outside, walking around, traveling. Use your mask, wash your hands, and that will protect you from the flu, from other kinds of virus going out there. Now we're starting the winter here in the United States, and that's a high risk season for flu. And as we protect from COVID, we're protecting from the flu as well, because I'm not saying we protect with the same vaccine, because you need to get your flu shot as well. But as far as washing your hands, wearing your mask, you're going to prevent, other infections as well. So overall, we have a lot of things we can do to protect ourselves, because the things that is not in our control, we can't do anything about it, but we have a lot that we can do about. But the best is just be good to each other, be good to yourself, and just live the moment, live it each day, and be good with your inside. What is inside of you, your joy, your peace inside, that helps a lot with your health, not only your physical health, but your mental health as well. I don't see any other questions here. We're gonna finish our talk for today. If you have any other questions later, you can put in the chat, and I will do my best to answer them. And every Tuesday, we're going to be here with our live chat, different topics. We're just going to talk about health, and you can ask your questions, and I'll be happy to answer them the best I can. I might not know all the answers, most likely, but I'll do my best. And you can share the link with your friends, and they can watch later as well. And I'll be here for you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.